So that's my tank. I've painted it already, but because it's been sitting for such a long time, there's actually a good bit of rust on the inside. And obviously, if I was to just pour fuel into this, my my filter will get clogged up in about 2 seconds. So I need to do something about it. You should be able to hear it. There's a good bit of rust on the inside. Now it's not leaking, it's not gone through, it's just surface on the inside. So to clean that out, I'm gonna use this rust remover. Now, I'm not suggesting this is the best one out there or anything else like that. It's just one that I've used before and it does a good job. So that's why I'm gonna go with it. And then once it's clean, I'm gonna flush it out. I'm gonna use some petrol. I'm gonna flush it out, let it dry out, and then what I will do is I will coat it on the inside with this. Basically, it's paint, but it's resistant to fuels. It's a two-part hardener and paint. Again, I haven't actually used this particular brand before, but I'm sure it does the job. So that's what I'm going to go with. So it'll be like new on the inside. So firstly, I'm going to hoover out that rust that you can hear, the loose bits, and then I'm going to pour that in and let it do its magic. While it's in there, I'm going to have to turn it around and kind of give it a little bit on that side, a little bit on that side, you know. So it'll take some time, good few hours. So usually I start my jobs around 11 o'clock at night. This is, you know, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon today because I know this is going to take a long time. Ideally, you just buy a tank that doesn't have that issue, but if you do, this is one way to go about it. Okay, so let's get all this stuff into one corner. Okay, at the bottom here. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute, but I'll hoover this out first. Now, I have a Dyson here. Now, you don't need to have a Dyson. You can use any hoover you like. Just my wife likes you when I use her stuff. I don't know whether you can see this. Maybe I'll zoom in. This is the problem I'm trying to address. You can see. There's a good bit of rust inside there. But it's coming out, so that's good. Let me just check if there's any more. Probably is. Yeah, there's still some there. So, okay, so let's see what was inside. Oh my gosh. Probably shouldn't have used my wife's Dyson, but anyway, let's see. Now, that was inside the tank. It's quite a bit, isn't it? But I think rust will expand a good bit. I think up to 7 or 8 times. So that's okay. I need to wash my Dyson now after this, but it's empty now, so I can start pouring in the rust remover. Okay, so I have that closed. Yeah, it's closed. Put it in for the moment. Just go all over my paint. Just going to leave it on the side, come back in a couple of hours, turn it, come back again, turn it, and so on and so on. Okay, well the tank is sitting there, and that rust is getting eaten away. I'm going to put this headlamp on. As you can see, it's quite busy in there. So I need to move things to the side and make room so it'll sit nicely in there, or at least I'm hoping to. As you can see, I opted for a smaller headlamp, and because I did that, I have now less room in the headlamp to fit all this stuff. Now, it's okay. The line's up. I still have a little bit of tidy up to do here up the front, but at least all that cabling is out of the way. Okay, let's have a look at that. Lamp works. Indicator one works. And the fire one. Yeah, that's looking good too. And all the stuff is on. Yeah, very good. Okay, so I have a little bit more tidy to do up here. As you can see, this has to still be mounted up. All these have to be pushed out of the way. They're getting there. I also had to make a little bracket here. If you can see it. To make a little bracket here, just to hold these off the rad. There should be a bracket down here, but I couldn't find one. So anyway, I made one now, so that looks good as well. That all just has to be tidied up a little bit. We're getting there. Okay, so this has been in there about 24 hours at this stage, and I've been rotating it back and forth, and there's a lot of stuff in there. So let's see what's inside. Let's just clean this out, just so you know what it's like. Definitely wouldn't drink it anyway. As you can see, you definitely wouldn't want this in your carbs. So I'll flush it all out and I'll have a look what was in there. But I suspect there was so much particles you could actually hear them. It was like basically you had a hand full of sand in there, and yeah, it's got to be a bit nicer. It's still here. That's okay. I'll wash it out. I'll wash it, dry it. Alright, so let's see what came out of it. I'm just going to filter it through this and see. Yeah, so it's, you wouldn't want this in your carb anyway. So even if nothing else, it was a good exercise just to clean it out for the carb. It's just purely because this tank has been sitting for so long. But as you can see, there's quite a lot of rust and stuff at the bottom of it. The cloth isn't exactly going to be clean either, so you see it there. Alright, so look, if nothing else, it was a good exercise just to clean the tank out. Yeah, see it there. Get rid of this, and let's pour in the resin in. Okay, I just want to show you what was at the bottom of the tank. So it was a it was a good exercise just to clean this out, and otherwise, you know, half a mile down the road you'd be wondering why you're broken down or you're driving a one cylinder. So yeah, once you pour in that resin, it's a nice clear, clean inside then for you. And anything else that's loose there, the resin is just going to bond anyway, so there's no concern there. Okay, so look, let's get on to the next bit. So I filter it through the rag, and I just noticed that it does say it's reusable, which I didn't know before. So I was able to recover 600 ml, so just over half. So I'll try and reuse that at another stage later, maybe not for a tank, for something that I can see very well. Arguably the one fail in this was that I didn't get enough of this. I should have really bought the 5 litre bottle. But look, live and learn. That's but the stuff works anyway. Okay, so I've washed it out. I just put water with a hose into it, make sure it runs clear. Empty that out, dried it out. The way I dried it out was I actually put some air through it with the air compressor, and then a hairdryer. So that's dry now. Then I put fuel in it, and I did the same. I dried it out, so it's pretty dry in there. So next we're gonna do is paint this up. Now it says the room has to be at a certain temperature. I think above 18 degrees. There we go, 18.5 degrees. So the room is well above 18 degrees. There's a little manual with this, but the only thing is the hardener or the activator not exactly loads. I bought the bigger container. You can get a half size, but I bought the full one. I said, oh, sure, might as well, as they say when in Rome. I'll mix this. There's still a couple of small bits floating around in that, but this will bond it, so I'm not really too concerned about that. I did forget something. I need to seal it up down below before I start this. Need to seal that up. That's it. Yeah, that's pretty good. They're not exactly generous on the hardener, but they do say in the manual that this is enough. Now years ago I painted something and I forgot to put the hardener in. It just never dried. Didn't matter how long you left it for, it just never dried. So whatever you do, don't forget that. Also, these cups are fine for solvents. They won't dissolve them, where some of these plastic things it might not work. I got the bigger container as well, because I probably have to do a good job on this. That's a nice pink colour. That is a lot, isn't it? It's not a lot if you start rolling around it inside of the tank. It's fine. It basically smells like fiberglass resin. That's what it smells like. Okay, pour that in. And if it is fiberglass resin, don't mix in the plastic, because I had one go on fire on me before. So now mix it well. Now they say the room temperature is supposed to be above 18 degrees. There you go, 20. So that's good. Do a good mix. Now, I'd say whatever you do, don't spill this on the tank. So I'm going to cover the tank. Now, can't seem to locate my funnel, but what you can do is you can get an A4 page and just roll it into a funnel. Half. Just roll that, and then I'll roll the other half in a minute. It's a clear. It really is like fiberglass. The best way I can describe this is exactly like fiberglass. Okay, so all I'm going to be doing is rolling this thing back and forth for a while. Do the last bit. For good measure. Okay, so it's been 3 hours since I've poured in that resin in. The kit I used previously, it was more or less like paint, more like paint than resin. This smells exactly like fiberglass resin, so I'm almost convinced that that's what it is. What can I say about it? It's 3 hours and it's still rolling around in there. Like it has coated, the whole of the inside is coated. I mean, I've rolled it that many times that every part of it is coated. I would have thought at this stage it would start to set off. So the only thing I can say is that maybe there isn't enough hardener in it, or activator, to get it going. What happens with resin normally is it starts to create heat, and once you start getting heat, it kind of propagates across the whole thing. So with this has not heated up. At least I don't think it has. Let's have a look. No, 20 degrees. You'd expect heat, like proper heat off it. But that's definitely not. No, nothing to write home about. So yeah, look, this is done. Like I said, I do need to sand this down and then polish it. So it does look a bit rough. But yeah, that's another job done. There isn't much left on this bike. The only thing that I'm going to do is I've got a new front fender. It's off a CB400. As you can see, the colour is very close, if not almost identical. So I got this on AliExpress, 15 quid. They didn't paint the underneath, but still pretty good. And I also, just put this, I don't want to get resin on anything. I also got the rear hugger. I ordered this, I didn't make it. There's a lad out in Germany that makes these once a year, so I got one of them. So, and that's kind of it. I think that's the full bike. I can't think of anything else that needs to be done. So I'm nearing the end. Although I keep saying that I'm nearing the end, and each time I look at it, there's something else. Well, okay, so that's it for this video.